All right, guys, what's up? Happy Monday, March 3rd, 2025. It is 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go ahead and get into our end of day futures analysis report here. Hope you all had a good trading day. I had a good day, made about 1,200 bucks across my four Top Step XFAs. I uploaded a video on that earlier. I'm all set up in my new place in Costa Rica, right on the beach, private access, had a nice surf session during the sunset about 20 minutes ago. It was epic. Caught so many nice waves on my new 6'4" fish. Just a sick board. Awesome. So let's see what happened today, how accurate our analysis, our levels were. I did well with my levels, and we've got some people in the Discord that are doing great with my levels. That's what it's all about, guys. I can't sit there and trade for you, although the live trading room will be closed when we launch that. But for now, take my levels, use them, put on your trades, and try to make money. That's what it's all about because the information is good, but unless you act on it, nothing's going to happen, right? That's the key. By the way, I don't know how this lighting is. This is a new office for me, new setup. We'll get it all squared away. I don't know how the mic is. I got to fix stuff. So just kind of bear with me as I settle in here. Um, so basically, my trade, which you can go back and look at my video that I uploaded on my $1,200 winner on my Top Step XFAs. This is how I like to trade, you guys. So I had a really key daily support level right into this level for the NASDAQ, like 2860, whatever that was, right? So I believe it was right around, let's see, I think it was right around this time here. I can't really remember right where it was. Go see the video, but I think it was either here or perhaps it was here. Let me just dial in here for a second. Now, I think it was pretty much here, if my memory serves me correct. Yeah, this is where it was. So my support level on the NASDAQ was 2,700, down in there, right? Sorry, you guys got to bear with me here. But that was my support level. If you look at the daily chart here on the NASDAQ, let's go ahead and bring it up. Let the NASDAQ load here. You'll see that I had these levels going into the day, guys, and the levels are there, but it doesn't mean they're not going to break, right? There are still opportunities, the first time or the second time a level is tested and it holds, and you can make a lot of money. You just got to know when to get in, get out, take your money, and go enjoy the rest of your day and surf like I did. So, yeah, so look at this. So the NASDAQ, and we'll get into the end of day analysis here in a second, but you can see here the daily bar closing right here. Well, I saw a lot of support here at this true average envelope bottom that was coming in. You can see right there about 20,700. That was my support level. Never mind the fact that I called a great resistance level here overnight. Last night at the Asia Open, I recommended shorting up into this level. That turned out to be very good for those of you who took the analysis and used it to make money. But by the time I was ready to start trading, because I was moving all day, right? So I didn't do anything overnight. I had to get my family settled in our new place here in Costa Rica. So I just happened to turn on the computer around 2 in the afternoon Eastern, and price was sitting right at my support level, 20,700 on the NASDAQ. So what I did is I drew my daily support level here on my intraday charts, right? 10,000 volume chart, 50,000 volume chart here. And I go into detail on why I use 10,000, 50,000 in the video I uploaded on my why I took this trade specifically. But we had a lot of support here, 20,700. That was the daily. I could see my 10,000 contract chart bouncing here. And then as we started to push higher here, I was just watching these key resistance levels. And I said, look, we're coming out of this strong daily support. It's strong for now. Doesn't mean it's not going to break at some point, but it's strong for now. If we start breaking through here, I'm going to get a quick long, make some money, and get out. And that's exactly what I did. So this is the way you guys got to use these levels, trade, make money. It's trading is, if you're looking for a nice little warm, cozy blankie that's going to keep you warm and make you feel good, trading's not the right hobby or profession for you. Trading is challenging, and you've got to be able to react to what's happening in the market quickly and adapt your trading strategy based on what you're seeing. Now, it does help to have a plan like I do. You have the analysis, you have an edge that works, and then you execute that edge. You need all those things, but then you need the headspace. Super important, guys. So anyways, had a good day on those Top Step XFAs. Wasn't planning on trading, but just saw the setup while I was moving some bags around. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take this trade. And I did. And it was fantastic. So that was how my day went. Fantastic. All right, so let's get into the actual end of day analysis here for Monday night heading into Tuesday. This is valid for the next 24 hours, very important. As we can see, you'll see when the S&P 500 loads here. We'll start with the S&P 500. You know, good move to the downside, but we're kind of coming into some support here, I think, potentially. Uh, I do think overall we're going to go lower, but I feel like a bounce might be in order. And again, we'll look at all the markets and see how we feel at the end of this. But if I was going to be trading the ES tomorrow, I would just be looking very closely at that cyan dot right there, right at the envelope bottom, near low. All this right in here at 58.45-ish. I'd be watching this support level very closely because you might get a push, back up here to the middle of the moving average envelope here at 59.20. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a range like this tomorrow. And, I think if I had to be in favor of a direction, still kind of hard to tell, but I would definitely look for a long off of this level. And if it's holding, I would probably take that. I would maybe, look for some resistance here at 59.20 because you got a lot of broken support there. So definitely 59.20 is going to be a key resistance level. So that's where I'd be looking for my shorts. That's where I'd be looking for my longs. And I wouldn't do a whole lot here in the middle because you're kind of in no man's land. That's where you can get chopped up and spit out, right? So let's go ahead and jump over to the NASDAQ. I got to bring my quote board over here. Let's see if I can do that nice and easy. There it is, right behind my video, my camera here. All right, let's let the NASDAQ load here for just a sec. Kind of getting, squared away with the new setup here, right? But I like it. I got a standing desk now, which is awesome. I love to stand when I'm trading and analyzing. It's when I'm working, I like to stand. If I sit, I tend to just get tired, and I like to stand. If I haven't said that already, I like to stand. I think that's the 5th time I said it. Wonderful. All right, so NASDAQ, same thing. Look at these yellow dots holding here on close. Boom, opening right here. I wouldn't be surprised to just see a little bit of push back up. I think this could be a good support level. Keep an eye on that. But obviously, the pressure is to the downside now. So just be careful. You've got a lot of resistance up here into 21.2. So any attempt by the daily to enter congestion up in here, I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow, but maybe we get a consolidation bar like this. If it closes like that, then maybe you could see a move like this. That's where I'd be looking for a short and push back down, right? But I don't feel too bad about this support level right here for right now. I know you're going against all this higher time period energy, so you definitely got to be careful. And this is the thing you guys got to pay attention to. If this support level here, which should be strong because you got these yellow dots holding, you got the envelope bottom, the cyan, all this here, this support. If this starts to give way, and you see New York start to barrel down here, or even Asia, whatever. I mean, if this support starts to break, then yeah, you're going to be looking for a pretty good continuation, just falling out of bed. I mean, the odds are you go up, you go down, you go up. You don't usually go straight down, right? So that's why I'm kind of thinking, hey, this support is more likely to hold than not initially. Push us back at least to the dot zone here, 20,800. That was where we had a lot of potential support today, 700, 800. So I think that's going to be your range for tomorrow. That's what I'm going to be looking to play. Let's go ahead and jump over to the Dow. And then we're going to look at bonds real quick, and then gold. And then I will look at natural gas for somebody in the comment section. Say, hey, can you tell me what you think about natural gas? So if you guys have a market you want me to cover, let me know. I'm not going to cover all of them right now because I'm still busy with the course, setting everything up. I'm doing this for you guys right now because I want to add value and hopefully help you out so you can make money with your trading. So here's the Dow. I think that's exactly what I said. If you go back to last night's video, I mean, guys, go back and watch the analysis video from last night. I called out this level on the Dow before it happened. Why? Because we have our key levels right there. Resistance, resistance, resistance. I said, if the daily pokes its head up into this level above these highs, that's probably a great spot to look to get short. And that turned out to be spot on. So that's awesome. I love to see that. And the reason for that is you can see the monthly is coming out of all this resistance. I've been saying we're probably headed back down here. So therefore that pullback on the weekly is probably going to pick up that resistance zone right there at the dot, the pink dot, all that, and fire down. So if the daily tries to push higher, it's a false breakout to the upside, and we're going to push lower. And that's what happened. So hope you guys are making money off this. That's kind of the point. All right. So looking at the Dow here, you did tag these weekly support levels. you know, it's grinding lower. I would say again on the Dow, it's, you got this range. Look, last night was easier for me to call on the Dow because you had the close right there. So we were at resistance. So, the short call was pretty easy. Now we're at support. And I said, do I want a long here on the Dow? I mean, not really, but keep an eye on that support. I think NASDAQ is maybe better to keep an eye on. Let's go ahead and look at the 10-year, see what happened there. I have no idea. I know what I, saw on the charts yesterday, and the Dow was just, nailing it. NASDAQ overall was pretty good. Okay, so the 10-year ended up going straight up. I thought there would be a potential for a push back down, but no such thing at all. I wasn't watching this intraday, but had I been watching it intraday, and you start to see it fire through these highs, now you know the fear trade is on because the money is continuing to go in to US Treasuries. I haven't looked at the dollar yet, but I'm guessing the dollar caught a bid today, and that's why stocks ended up, closing near the lows. So, I mean, now that we've broken through this level on the 10-year, it looks to me like we're going to be pushing up toward 112, 5, 6 up in here. These dots, you got the monthly dots up there, very important. Quarterly looks like it may want a gun for these dots. We got the end of the quarter coming up at the end of March. Don't forget that. So we may be headed all the way back up here to, 114 on the 10-year. And if you look at that on the weekly, I mean, that's way up here. So if this continues to roar higher through the month of March, then stocks are going to be under a lot of pressure because this is a fear trade. So keep an eye on the bond market, guys. I would say with the 10-year pushing like this, I probably wouldn't be as confident on the long side for stocks. But again, it does depend on your time frame. If you're like me, you're looking for good intraday setups, you can still take trades in the direction against the overall energy. I genuinely like to be with the energy, the higher time period, the monthly, the weekly, the daily. But right now, with what I'm seeing on bonds, I'd be very careful longing indices. In fact, I would probably just wait for good opportunities to get short if the bonds keep pushing higher. So keep an eye on that. All right, let's go ahead and look at, I mean, this is an easy trade too. I mean, easy, nothing's easy, but for those of you who trade bonds, guys, we're just ripping up. So on your intraday charts, if you get key levels to get long, pick those off. Bonds are long right now. So that's a good group of futures to focus on. The 10-year, the 30-year, the ultra bond. We're just going up, baby. And when we got the live trading room, when I see a market like this, I'll say, hey guys, for tomorrow, let's follow the ultra bond. Let's follow the 30-year. But I do like the ultra bond better because it moves a little bit more compared to the 30-year. And I'm just going to, watch all these markets in real time and see, hey, are they doing what I thought I was going to do? And then trade them accordingly. That's all you can do, right? So let's look at gold. Gold will load here in a second. All right, so gold kind of did what we thought it was going to do. I told you I thought we had a little bit of a exhaust on the weekly for a push back up to this resistance level 29.20, 29.30, and there was kind of a decent little flash there. I thought, because we gapped up, we held the true average, and I said in last night's video, I think gold's probably going to push a little higher from here. I'm going to be waiting to short gold up into like that 29.20 level. You got a lot of resistance anywhere up in here on the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. So I would keep a very close eye on that level. Watch your intraday charts. That's what I'd be looking for gold. Let's go ahead and look at natural gas. We don't need to look at silver right now. I don't think any of you trade silver. I trade silver, and we will trade it in the live trading room. But again, this is a shortened version of my end of day analysis until I get the course ready and everything finished. And then I can put my full mind and attention and time onto my own trading, which then I go through all these markets in super detail every night because I need to do it for myself to set up the markets I want to watch the next day during the New York session when I primarily trade and see, what levels are setting up on which markets, and then trade my XFAs, trade my Tradeifys, trade my brokerage account sometimes. So all these things, this is what I'm going to do. But for now, I'm just kind of giving this out there to you guys so you can continue to trade well while I'm working on the course and all that. In Discord, we got lots of people using the levels, talking about it, making good trades, making money, and that's what I like to see. All right, so crude's going to load here. Let's give it a sec. All right, so crude turned out to be dead wrong. I thought there was a lot of support here at 70 and that we could have pushed a little higher. That turned out to not be the case at all. And that makes sense, right? With the 10-year ripping higher like that, that's a fear trade. Probably the dollar caught a bid. So if you're watching these things intraday and then you see that key support level that I thought should be support start breaking down, you want to start focusing on the short side. So this is why you can't be married to your position. Nothing is perfect. Trading is a game of probabilities. You have to go in with your plan, watch these levels, execute your trades, and then adjust in real time. If a level that you thought should have been really strong, support or resistance or whatever, if that starts breaking, guys, the opposite is happening. You got to flip the switch and capitalize on that. Super, super important. So crude's breaking through some pretty good support right now. Yeah, you got these dots holding here. True. We could see a little bit of a bounce, but at this point, I think you got to look at shorting crude, waiting for bounces. You probably got a lot of resistance here at 69.50. That's what I'd be looking for in crude. Bonds are heading higher. Stocks, I'd be waiting to short those levels I called out. I would not look for those longs on those levels I called out based on the fear we're seeing now across all the markets. You've got bonds catching a bid. You probably got the dollar catching a bid. You've got crude under pressure. You got the indices under pressure. So something's going on here, guys. So, be careful, and you want to trade in the direction that the overall market is going and what all the futures markets together are telling you. Is there fear in the market or not? Is this a happy market where everybody's risk on and YOLOing? Yeah, then you want to play that side of the market. But right now, there's quite a bit of fear in the market, as you can see, right? So, I know you guys are there on the camera and I'm making eye contact with you, but I'm looking at these charts while I'm talking to you as well. So that's kind of the issue. So anyways, crude's breaking down here. I would just look to short rallies. You got a nice level there at 69.50, broken support on the weekly and the daily. It looks like that monthly support level that I was thinking, hey, that could hold. That doesn't look like it's holding right now. So definitely I'll be looking to play the short side on crude. Not right now because I'm not trading it, but for example, for the live day trading room, this is how I'm going to run the room, guys. Be like, okay, bonds. I'm going to pick out some key levels, have my intraday charts up with bonds, crude. Hey, I'm interested in shorting. Let me have my intraday charts up and wait for my intraday system to go to that level or not, take action. Indices, like the Dow today, that was just a gimme based on the analysis. I said, guys, if it pokes its head above those highs, look to get short. So you just wait for it to happen and then you do it, right? And it doesn't mean it works every time. It just means you manage your risk, try and keep your losses manageable. And if a key level is not holding when it should, the opposite is happening. You got to flip the switch and take advantage of that. This is very dynamic trading. This is chess. This is poker. This is all of that wrapped into one. And you've got to be able to have a flexible mindset, right? And you got to try and stay in the middle. No fear, no greed, right? Just try to be objective. What's happening? Trade it. And over time, you'll make money. You really will. All right, let's go ahead and look at natural gas. Somebody asked about that. If you guys got any more questions about a market, if I've got like a huge, platinum or copper following, let me know. I'll cover it. But right now, I don't think anybody cares about platinum or copper. I certainly do. And when I start trading for myself again, aggressively. Right now, I'm still trading. I made $1,200 today. Not bad, right? Better than getting poked in the eye with a sharp stick. But when I start trading for myself again, of course, I'm going to cover all these markets. But in the meantime, if you guys have any markets you want to see, let me know. Somebody in the comments said, hey, can you let me know what's going on with natural gas? Well, I haven't looked at natural gas in a few days. He wanted to know. I'm happy to share. Let's see what we got cooking with natural gas. Let these charts load real quick. And while natural gas is loading, guys, you got to remember that, a market like natural gas is kind of in its own little world. It's not really subject to the same kind of stuff, like what we're seeing risk off. Bonds are bid, indices are under pressure, crude's under pressure. Those are really good group trades for risk off. Nat gas can kind of be in its own little world for as long as it wants to be, right? So you got to keep that in mind as well. With that said, it looks like nat gas is pushing higher. I got to let these charts load, but it looks like it's pushing higher, potentially through some pretty key resistance levels. So I'm kind of curious to check this out. So for whoever that was that posted that in the comment section and wanted to see natural gas, thank you, because it's kind of interesting. And why not? It's fun to check it out. So looking at the weekly, last week here, we had that exhaust up. I called a little bit of a correction that week. That's true. And then, right now being up into this 4.1, 4.2 resistance level. I mean, you got a lot of resistance right here, guys. You really, really do. Let's see what the monthly is going to be telling us when it loads. Hopefully it'll load before next week. Now there's a lot of data to process for my indicators here, right? Like it's data intense. That's why I use Sierra charts for me, because I love their data. It's very, very good. It's very accurate when you're doing the back adjustment, dating of the futures contracts. This is all this kind of stuff that goes into getting good data, guys. And you put crap in, you get crap out. You get good data in, and you got good indicators, good formulas. You get good indicators out. That'll give you good levels, right? That's the key. So here it's looking like Nat Gas was starting to roll over here. Caught a bit of a bid today. You are at a lot of resistance for sure, from what I can see. But you broke, some pretty key daily resistance levels here. So I really wouldn't be shorting natural gas right now. Sure, it could pick up this level and fire down. I'm not saying it won't, but that's a pretty good reversal right there. It may want to squeeze a little higher and put the shorts under a little bit more pressure. So I certainly wouldn't short this market right here at all. I wouldn't long it either because you got a lot of higher time period resistance. I would just be waiting for the short to be setting up in a good area up here somewhere. So Nat Gas, I really wouldn't do much. I'd be patient. Pick your spots wisely. That's the key. Let's go ahead and finish off here. Let's see what the dollar did. I'm kind of curious about the euro dollar. I'm guessing it caught a bid today just based on what we've seen in treasuries and what we saw in the indices and crude oil. So I'm guessing the dollar did definitely catch a bid today, but again, I don't know. I haven't looked at this. I've been moving, been developing the course, been busy, and just made that $1,200 quickly on my Top Step accounts today because, why not, right? So let's let the euro, what do we got here? The pound? No, we don't want the pound. We definitely want the euro. Let's go ahead and click on the euro. Yeah, so super interesting market here. The euro caught a bid today. The dollar was not bid. So that just tells me there's not as much of a fear trade as we think. So these markets are a bit mixed right now. It's kind of hard to read. You don't have an overall consensus. It seems like they're tugging and pulling. You don't really know if, risk is generally off right now for sure. There's some fear in the market. We can see that in the bond market, right? But usually if there's real fear in the market, you'll also see the dollar catching quite a bid. And yeah, we had the dollar bid here against the euro those last couple of days, but this big move back up, we broke some key levels here. Looks to me like I certainly wouldn't be shorting the euro right here, meaning I wouldn't be longing the dollar. So is that a true fear trade? Is there that much fear in the market if people aren't rushing into dollars? Not really. So maybe we will have that choppy day that I do think on the indices now that I see the overall picture. So it's looking like bonds are bid for sure. The indices, I'm kind of thinking you're going to be stuck in that range. Watch those levels I told you about. After seeing this move here in the euro, I would probably feel a little bit better about those long levels I called on the NASDAQ and the ES. Probably play that range between the dot zone and those long levels because the euro's catching a bid here. So how much fear can there be in the market? It doesn't look like, it's just total margin call, lack of liquidity fear. I'm not seeing, it's not really the sell everything moment because when that happens, everything's going to go down and the dollar is going to catch a bid. So yeah, I think that really frames our picture nicely. Let's see what happened to Bitcoin. We'll finish off here. And again, we're going to cover all the grains and all the currencies and platinum and copper. We're going to cover everything when I get this all rocking and rolling and have the time to do it. Let's finish off with Bitcoin here just to see what happened. Remember, we had that big gap up at the open last night, and Bitcoin just got shot down. Pretty incredible. So this is just strange, right? Because when you see Bitcoin getting shot down like that, that's fear. That's a lack of people wanting to speculate. You see that money moving in the bond market, but why is the dollar not being bid right now? That's just a little interesting to me, right? So Bitcoin looks very, very weak here. A lot of longs trapped, probably going to be under pressure. I'd look for a lot of resistance here. 88,000, 89,000, probably for a move back down to those lows from last week. So keep that in mind. So yeah, I think the safest plays, although I do think maybe the indices will range, I would be looking probably to play the short side at those levels I recommended. Watch them carefully. You don't just go in blind. But to be honest, guys, what I'm seeing today is a mixed bag, a mixed bag. So I would be very, very careful for my live trading room tomorrow, which I'm not running yet, but when I start running it, I would look at this market and be like, you know what? I really don't see anything that's a fantastic opportunity. I mean, I would still find some key levels on some market and say, hey, look, if the market goes to this level, I dare it. I'd be looking for that. But it would be a day where I would be very happy to not take a trade tomorrow. Okay. So be very, very careful. You don't have to trade every single day. Just trade the days that are clear. Everything's lining up. Everything's rosy. You got that, that good feeling where you feel like you know what's going on. Right now, I'm looking at all this going, you know what? These markets are in a transitionary period. There's some cross flows going on. Not a good time to, take a lot of risk, guys. So use that. That's my key giveaway to you for today. Be careful tomorrow. And if I were you, if you're not an experienced trader and you don't have consistent success, I would probably not trade tomorrow. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. And I will be in the Discord, of course, tonight, tomorrow, checking in on people, answering questions while I continue to work on the course, get the indicators ready for TradingView. They're already good for TradeStation. Oh, sorry, Sierra charts. TradeStation we can't do because they don't have the data I need. Although I wish they would, but we will get them going for NinjaTrader and some of the other ones as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Join the Discord. It's growing fast. The link is in the description of the video, and it's a great Discord. We got a lot of cool people in there, and basically what we're doing is we're just saving people from Furus. This is a place where, I'm a trader. I make my living trading. I show you what I'm doing. You see my indicators. They don't look like anything you've ever seen. They work very well once you start to understand them. And yeah, it's just a great place to hang out, meet nice people, and just see the realities of trading instead of the Furu BS side of trading, right? That so many people are pushing out there on YouTube. All right. Take care, you guys. Happy Monday evening. And I'll be back with you tomorrow. Cheers.